If aches and pains are holding you back, Wellia Health is here to assist you. Our sports medicine team is dedicated to getting you back to your passions. With extensive experience and expertise, we specialize in managing concussions, a worry for both young athletes and adults. Whatever the injury, let's get you back in action with an appointment at Wellia Health. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or conveniently schedule through your MyChart account. Visit welliahealth.org for more information.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got savings like Jack's Pizza, 3 for $12, Red Bull 12 ounce, buy 2, get 1 free, Johnsonville Brats and Dogs, 2 for $4, any size fountain drink up to XL, 79 cents all day. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
That's the 25 to the 20 to the 15. He's going to high step into the end zone. Touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside East Central High School in Finlayson, Minnesota for tonight's volleyball matchup between the visiting Moose Lake Willow River Rebels and your East Central Eagles. Good evening, everybody, and I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be solo on today's game, but nonetheless, I am extremely excited to be here for tonight's matchup between two very good teams. A kind of revitalized East Central team this year. They are feeling much better about themselves and their performance than the last couple of years. Not that the team hasn't been good the last couple of years, but their attitude. And I had a conversation with both of their co-head coaches in the preseason, and they talked about the attitude of this team, how it's just been a lot more positive, how they've gotten so many more compliments on that, and how that is one of the things that they're most proud of about this team, is that this team has gotten so much better with just thinking positive and having a better attitude towards each other, towards themselves, towards their opponents, just all around better for this team in their attitude towards the game. And coaches, co-head coaches, I should say, to Ann Hansen have just, remarked on how this team is just leaps and bounds past where they were last year in just terms of their attitude. And you can see it's coming out in their play on the court. They've had a very successful season up to this point, and they hope to continue that. The visiting team here tonight, of course, the Moose Lake Willow River Rebels. Try and say that 5 times fast. The Rebels from the Moose Lake Willow River Co-op, sitting at 4-7 on the season. They play in Section 7 AA SS1 out of the Polar League Conference. Now you might be asking, well, what does SS1 stand for? Nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. But there are 2 parts to Section 7 AA because it is such a big section. I think it holds 16, 17, 18 teams, something like that. So they decided to split it up into 2. And that bracket stays that way once we get into playoffs. And then the champions of both of those sections, SS1 and SS2, meet in the championship game for the right to go to state. Last year was Rush City and I Falls. And then the year before that, it was Rush City, and I forgot who else it was. But Rush City has been there the last 2 years in state. We'll get to them in just a moment. But for Moose Lake Willow River, they play out of the Polar League Conference. Their overall record sits at 4-7. They're 0-3 in conference play and 1-6 in Section 7 AA play. Their Polar League Conference looks like this. ESCO on top, no doubt. 13-2, 2-0 in the conference. Then you've got Two Harbors at 13-1 and 4-1 in the conference. Floodwood sitting at 15-5 and only 4-1 in the conference. Then Cromwell Wright and Southridge both at 3-1 in the conference so far this year. At the bottom is McGregor Moose Lake Willow River, having not played a conference game. Well, Carlton Renshaw technically hasn't played conference game yet, according to MinnesotaScores.net, but it's because they are a co-op. So then it's Silver Bay, Cook County, and Barnum. That takes up the rest of the middle of that conference. For Moose Lake Blue River, as I mentioned before, 4-7. They beat Hinckley, Finlayson, Nashua, Keewatin, Northeast Range, and Carlton Renshaw. Other than that, they have lost to some pretty good teams. Barnum, Two Harbors, Crosby, Ironton, Cloquet, and Esco. Now, Cloquet and Esco, top of the section right now, as we mentioned. Cloquet, a bigger school. And a lot of times, bigger schools aren't necessarily more talented. Sometimes they just have more depth than you. And they've got more veteran depth, with a lot more experience. And sometimes that is what comes into play late in those games or just at key moments in those games. And I think that might have been the case there for Moose Lake Little River. But they have, as I mentioned, beaten Hinckley, Finlayson, Nashua, Keewatin, that's how you say it, and Northeast Range up at the Greenway Tournament, and Carlton Renshaw. So it's been an up and down year so far for Moose Lake Little River. Certainly wish it could have been better for themselves, but they'll look for another win here tonight. But for the Eagles of East Central, man, it has been fun to watch them this year. They're sitting one game of 500 at 10-9, playing out of Section 5A East. Yes, that's split up into East and West, and you guessed it. The East side plays out of the East. The West side plays in the West part of Minnesota. In that section, it is Swanville on top at 11-1 and 6-0 in the section. Then it's Mille Lacs following them at 8-2 and 3-1. Then PRB, otherwise Pine River Bacchus, 10-4 and 5-1. Then it's East Central, 10-9 and 2-3 in section play. Now, East Central on the year, they are 10-9 and have some pretty good wins under their belt. Getting a little disrespected in the rankings. They're 58th out of 151st. You might be saying, well, that's top third. Well, they deserve to be ranked a little bit higher because their opening tournament up in Floodwood, they went 5-2. Okay, they beat Northholm, Killyre, Cherry, Duluth, Denfeld, Lake of the Woods, and Duluth, Denfeld again. And then they came out and beat Hill City, Northland, and Hinckley, Finlayson. Their losses so far this year have come against Mabel, Canton, Floodwood, Cromwell Wright 3-2. Then they lost to Mille Lacs 3-0. And they went on a little bit of a losing streak here. Going into the Crosby Ironton tournament here a couple weekends ago, Barnum, PRB, and Uppsala they lost to before they beat Deer River and Verndale. And then just recently they would fall to Carlton, Renshaw, and Pine City. That Pine City one, man, that's one where they certainly felt like they were a lot better in that one, but just couldn't pull it off in that fifth set. Fifth set belonged to Pine City. Pine City was pretty dominant there in that fifth set, had a pretty big win. Good for Pine City. They've been a little up and down all year as well, but for them to get that win, that was nice for them. But for East Central, they're on a 2-game losing streak at home. They're looking to turn that around and get a victory here tonight before their next few are on the road, and they're this week. Tuesday will be at Hinckley, Finlayson, and Thursday will be at Ogilvie. Now, the interesting part about that is that game at Hinckley, Finlayson on Thursday will also be on the same night that their football team plays. So you can see that has changed a little bit. I kind of figured. No, it hasn't. I'm just thinking wrong. There we go. Okay, I got a little confused. I wasn't sure who was playing first. But yes, they are at Hinckley, Finlayson Tuesday and at Ogilvie on Thursday. Again, the interesting thing with Thursday is their football team has a game here on Thursday, which I will be a part of. I am so excited to call a game back here at East Central. I don't get to call a lot here at East Central just because a lot of times I have other people coming here and calling games, and I'm so thankful that they're able to come here and call games. I appreciate them covering them. But it's always special to come here and call a game at East Central, as it is everywhere else we go. I'm so appreciative of call games wherever I go, but I'm excited to come and call one here for the first time this year. And it's a Thursday game. I love the Thursday football games for some reason. They just add a little extra spice to the week. But for East Central, they do play out of the Great River Conference, which looks a little bit different this year because they've added Crosby, Ironton, Aiken, and Mora to the conference. And looking at the conference, it is, you guessed it, Rush City on top at 13-3 and 5-0. Mille Lacs not far behind them at 5-0 as well. Then it's Mora with a surprising 8-8 record. That's not the surprising part. It's 4-2 in the conference to lead over Bram at 3-3, East Central 2-2, Crosby, Ironton at 1-2, Pine City 2-5, Ogilvie 1-3, Hinckley, Finlayson 1-4, and Aiken at 0-3 at the bottom of the conference. So that's how the conference looks. East Central right in the thick of things right now. just underneath Bram and Mora. You give them one more win, and they'll be right in that top three conference, that top three conversation. So they are not too far behind. Mora having a really good year this year. They're at 500, which may not look very good, but when you look at the teams they played, you look at how they were last year, it is a significant jump in their play this year. Of course, Rush City, they graduated a good chunk of seniors last year from that state team, but they are not lacking any sort of talent again this year. It's young talent, but it's a lot of returning talent as well, and their coach, T. Lander, has them in a good spot, looking to repeat as not only conference champions, but trying to get back to that section championship and the state tournament as well. Mille Lacs, though, if there's anyone out of this conference that's looking to have a say in that, it is going to be Mille Lacs. Everyone else right now trailing. It's Mille Lacs and Rush City tied at the top. Rush City being a little disrespected themselves in the standings in their Class 7 2A. They're only ranked 23rd. While Esco is above them at 5th in the state. I don't know. If I'm ranking them, I think Rush City's in the top 10, but that's just me. That's going to do it for our pregame here at East Central High School. It's Parents' Night here, so we're going to take a moment to get our national anthem and then our starting lineups announced, and then we'll be back for First Serve here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350.
Some things you just have to chalk up to good genetics. It's genetics that give cattle a competitive edge, and it's Case IH equipment that helps you get the most out of your livestock operation. Case IH has a bloodline with generations of innovation, and whether you're driving a Farmall, Maxim, or Puma, Case IH tractors get the job done. Stop by your local dealer and discover the full range of Case IH tractors and hay tools.
See Baraboo Implement in Rice Lake and St. Croix Falls.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience and the fact that Kettle River Pizza is an easy sell, your fundraiser is bound to be a great success. Visit Kettle River Pizza online and click on their fundraising tab. Kettle River Pizza, a winner every time. Grab a few at your local convenience or grocery store for after the game.
Hey there, Matt Winsan, CEO of Burnett Dairy Cooperatives. Everybody knows that there are great places to play in Northwest Wisconsin, but did you know there are great places to work too? At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we employ our local communities within 5 counties from our Grantsburg location. We offer competitive wages, 401k, profit sharing, and great benefits, and you will have the opportunity to grow within our herd. Lots of opportunities to grow. Come be a part of our herd. Visit BurnettDairy.com, click on the Careers tab.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you will embrace forever.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com, live with video. Your starters here for tonight for the visiting Rebels of Moose Lake Willow River. It's going to be junior number 3, Caitlin Andrews, another junior number 4, Ridley Peterson, then a sophomore number 5, Melody Mock, another sophomore number 8, Keely Ulliman, then freshman libero number 10, Cara Lemieux, number 12, junior Harley Wynn, and number 18, Addie Smiley, a sophomore. Serve is over. It's dug up by the Eagles, hit back over by the Rebels, and then once again dug up by East Central, but hit out of bounds. So it will be the Rebels getting the first point here on the board. Rebels lead 1-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. And that serve is going to be in, so it'll be an ace there for the Rebels. Melody Mock, excuse me. Mock will get set to serve for the Rebels, and her serve is over, dug up by Volk, and hit to Sakala, but she hits it into the net 3-0. For the Eagles, starting for them is junior number 3, Brooke Sakala, junior number 5, Kennedy Volk, junior number 12, Madison Kuhlman, their libero, junior number 10, Sophia Eklund, and then senior number 23, Chandra Nelson, senior number 24, Lydia Fernango, and senior number 28, Mallory Hartle. This one is hit back across by the Eagles and out of bounds by Moose Lake Willow River, and it is Point East Central. It's 3-1 as Volk will go back to serve here for the Eagles. Volk's serve is over. That's going to be dug up by Andrews and hit across. Dug up nicely there by Nelson. And looking to get this one over is Fernango, but it's blocked at the net by the Rebels, and that's going to give them a 4-1 lead. Rebels of Moose Lake Willow River wearing their red jerseys, the blue half sleeve starting on top of the shoulder, going down about, again, halfway just into the crease of the elbow where a white line meets it. On the side of the jersey as well, where a white line meets it halfway down. Letters are blue outlined in white with the white numbers. Their libero wearing the white jersey, red numbers, blue letters outlined in red, and the blue or red half sleeve, also down half of the jersey with the blue stripe at the end of it. Back and forth, both of these teams go on this point. Looking for the kill. That time was Alleman, but it's hit into the net, and the Eagles will get the point off of that one. Checking in now is Elsie Lowerson in for Sakala, and now back to serve is going to be Chandra Nelson. Her serve is over, and that's dug up by Lemieux. And Moose Lake gets it over. It's tapped at the net by Hartle, and now Fernango looks for the kill. Dug up by Lemieux. And trying to hit it over and getting the dig on it that time was Kuhlman. But she hits it back near the walking track here. And that will be another point for Moose Lake Willow River, 5-2. And the Rebels will have Allman back serving. Her serve is, great recognition there by Sophia Eklund, watching that one go long and allowing it to hit out of bounds. And another point for East Central as now Fernango will go back to serve. Eagles wearing their blue jerseys, the white numbers outlined in the gray letters outlined in the white. They got 3 stripes on the sleeve at the bicep, 2 gray ones and the middle white one. It is a point there on the serve from Fernango, and now she'll get ready for another serve. It's dug up in the back line by Peterson. They are racing after it, and they do manage to get it over the net, which is dug up by Kuhlman. On the far side, getting it over is Lowerson, just over, and the Rebels will look to get it back the other way. It's dug up by Eklund, the libero, and Hartle will look to get it, the kill, and through the block, she gets it down, and that will tie us at 5 here in set number 1. Getting set to serve Fernango with the tie. That one is dove and dug up by Lemieux. Rebels cannot get it over as it's hit into the net by Caitlin Andrews, and the Eagles grab their first lead of the set. So 6-5, their set lead as Fernango with the serve. Blocked at the net on the hit from Moose Lake Willow River, and it stays on their side. And the Eagles with another good point, 7-5. They have the lead. Fernango hits this one over towards the net, and the Rebels get it over. This one's dug up by Lowerson on the near side here for Kuhlman, and that's hit over, dug up by the Rebels. On the far side, it's Andrews looking for the kill, and it is going to go long just past Fernango, and Fernango notices it. And she threw her hands up right away as yes. That was close. 8-5 now the lead for the Eagles. Fernango serve is over, a diving dig on the other side. Hartle will come up with the dig on the other side, but then she hits it into the net, giving the Rebels a point back, 8-6. Serving now for the Rebels is going to be Julia Watron. They have no seniors on this roster, by the way. A very young squad for the Rebels, so watch out for them next year and the years after. They should be very talented. As this one is over, dug up by the Eagles, pushed back across by the Eagles, now to the Eagles once again. And Hartle will get this one back, and it's dug up by Peterson. And now hit over by Andrews. Blocked at the net by Hartle once again. Rebels have it, looking for the kill. Nice dig there by Nelson towards Lowerson, and Hartle looks for the kill, but it's out. The perfect spot for that one, just a little too much on it. Sends it out of play, and it's a point for the Rebels, 8-7. Watron ready with the serve. It's over, dug up by Fernango. Out of the box and dug up by Hartle. Pushed back across, and then a diving dig there by Cara Lemieux is into the net, and it will be another point here for East Central. They lead 9-7. A couple substitutions here for the Rebels. I didn't quite see who that was that checked in. I know one of them has her back turned, so I can't quite see. Looks like that might be Andrews checking back in. Either way, serve is over, dug up by the Rebels, and they do manage to get that one over the net, but on the wrong side of the antenna. You may not be able to see it, but there are two antennas on each side, or one antenna on each side of the net, and you have to stay within them. That hit went behind it. And now that serve is into the net, and that will make it 10-8. Eagles still with the lead. Caitlin Andrews back to serve for the Rebels. And her serve is over, dug up by Fernango, and then hit over by Volk. Rebels looking for the kill. That one's going to be a hit underneath. Yeah, unfortunately that hit, she got underneath the ball and sent it sailing towards the wall here in the gym. 11-8 Eagles. Lowerson gets set to serve. The senior captain. This one is over and dug up by Harley Wynn. Pushed back across. Hartle with the dig for the Eagles to Nelson. Pushed across by Kuhlman. At the net looking for the kill. It's long, and that's out of bounds, and the Eagles get another one, 12-8. Lowerson with the serve. It's over. Dug up by Wynn. And now hit over by the libero. Dug up by Volk. And now hit across by Hartle, but that one's just a little bit long. And it will give a point to the Rebels. Checking in for Lowerson is Brooke Sakala, the 5'5 junior. And getting set to serve now is Lemieux. Her serve is dug up by Fernango to Sakala, and with the hit across, but just long, is Chandra Nelson. That will make it a 2-point difference. Beth Andrews, the head coach for the Rebels. Serve is over, dug up by Fernango, and late decision there. Both Volk and Nelson were at the ball. A little bit of miscommunication there between the two, as that one was hit by Nelson late, but it goes into the net. So 12-11. This one's over, dug up by Hartle at the back line, and Volk will look for the kill, but it's dug up by Lemieux. Pushed over by Peterson and dug up backwards by Sakala and kept alive and nearly getting that one across was Kuhlman, but it hits the antenna, and which is considered out of bounds. So the Rebels will have this one tied back up at 12 apiece. So here comes Lemieux with the serve. It's over, dug up by the Eagles, and getting this one across is Volk just over the net. Very nicely done, and blocked at the net by both Volk and Nelson. And now Volk will hit it back across and gets the kill. 13-12 is our score. Eagles with the lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, custom light force braces or Invisalign clear liners with 3 locations in Pine City, Lynchburg, and Cambridge. Serve is over by the Eagles, pushed back across by the Rebels, and it is hit out of bounds as Kuhlman kept a close eye on that one, making sure that one was out of bounds as she let that one go. And it's 14-12. Kuhlman will go back to serve. Serve is over. Dug up by Lemieux for the Rebels. And that's at the middle of the net. And Volk, she got a hand on it, but just a good block on the other side by the Rebels. That'll give us an opportunity when we have a chance to take a look at a Rush City auto replay, because that was just a phenomenal play by the Rebels. Melody Mock with the serve. It's over, dug up by Kuhlman to Sakala, and Volk will get it over. Lemieux with the dig for the Rebels. On the far side is Peterson looking for the kill, and the dig there by Sakala not clean, and that will send it backwards and out of play. We're tied back up at 14 apiece. Melody Mock readies her serve. It's over. Dug up by Hartle, right to Sakala, and Fernengo will look for the kill. It's blocked at the net, spins on the net, diving dig pushes it back across for the Eagles. It's dug up by Volk, and Fernengo will hit it back across. Rebels with the dig on the far side. Peterson gets it over the net, dug up by Hartle to Sakala. She'll set it up, but it's Volk going to look for the kill. That's dug up on the back line by Andrews to the far side. Peterson. That's dug up by Sakala. Now to Kuhlman. Towards the net, Volk will hit it over. And we're going to get a point here for the Rebels, a double hit call on the Eagles that will surrender the lead back to Moose Lake Willow River to make it 15-14. Melody Mock to serve. It's over. Dug up by Kuhlman. Now to Sakala, and hitting it over is Nelson. Dug up on the back line by the Rebels, looking to come up and destroy that one, and she did. That was Keely Allman with the kill. 16-14, and we get a timeout called here by the Eagles, and while they take a timeout, we'll take one as well. We're listening to high school volleyball.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
Joe and the gang at Roddy Motors have your next pre-owned vehicle. Vehicles of all makes and models, and vehicles priced to move. Roddy Motors in Mora can also get you financed on site. Or, if you've got a vehicle to sell, Roddy offers consignment too. Yep, they'll help you sell your quality pre-owned vehicle. The 2-time winner of the Reader's Choice Best Dealer in Kanabec County. That's what you call a repeat champ. When you need a quality vehicle, make your way to Roddy Motors in Mora or RoddyMotors.com. RODDY Motors.com. Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. Rebels have a 2-point lead over the Eagles, 16-14, as the serve is over. It's dug up by Sakala on the front line to Hartle, and Fernengo will get it back over the net. Dug up by Mock for the Rebels. Hit across by Peterson. Now I think we're ready to get a double hit on Moose Lake Willow River. We will. While we have a moment, let's take a look at that replay I talked about, as this one, you may not get to see the whole thing, but we'll try. As you can see, the serve here gets over, and Eagles looking for a kill. Fernengo But on the replay, you can see it was blocked at the net by Moose Lake Little River on that one play. And live here, the play will go the way of the Eagles, and they'll tie it back up at 16 apiece. Always tough to try and get a replay in here. Just fast-paced action in volleyball. Always got to be careful. A nice sidewinding serve by Volk does get dug up by the Rebels. Volk will get the dig, and now Hartle will look for the kill, but it's into the net. She lined it up perfectly, but just got a little too on top of it and hit it into the net. It's 17-16 now. Rebels, Riley Peterson will go back to serve. Or Ridley Peterson. Her serve is over, dug up by Fornengo to Nelson. Hartle will look for the kill. It hits the net over, and miscommunication there. Mock got the dig, and then her libero, Lemieux, I just don't think was quite ready for that one to come to her, and that'll tie us back up at 17 apiece. Chandra Nelson will go back to serve for East Central. Serve is over and dug up by Lemieux towards the front of the net. And hit into the net by Keely Allman. And that will give the Eagles the lead back, 18-17. Nelson with the serve. It's over, dug up by Peterson. And Andrews will hit this one over, dug up by the libero for the Eagles, Eklund, and hitting it across and getting the kill is Hartle. Mallory Hartle with the kill there for the Eagles. Make it 19-17. Nelson serve into the net. Go point back to the Rebels. 19-18 now, checking in. Julia Watrin for the libero, Lemieux. And back to serve, Keely Allman. Serve is over, dug up by Kuhlman. Nelson races after it, gets to it, and Hartle will look to hit it back over. It's dug up, but it goes backwards. The Rebels have a chance to keep this one alive, and they do. They get it back over the net, dug up by Hartle to Nelson, setting it up for Fernengo, and that is in! Lydia Fernengo with a beautiful hit there to the back line, and it drops in for the kill to make it 20-18 Eagles. Speaking of Fernengo, she'll go back to serve. It's up and drops over the net. Dug up by the Rebels, and they'll hit it back over. Dug up by Nelson, and Lowerson just a little bit unbalanced on that hit, and that one goes into the net and falls to the court. 20-19, and Julia Watrin ready with the serve. It's over, dug up by Fernengo to Nelson. And Kuhlman hits it into the net. It's tied at 20. The Eagles, it just feels like the Eagles have more momentum on their side, if you will. It feels like they are the better team, but they just can't grab hold of any sort of a lead. Dug up by Hartle now, and that one, Eklund, and hit back across. Dug up by the Rebels. They'll try and line this one up in the back row. It does get down, and it's another lead right back to the Rebels, 21-20. Eagles just unable to take advantage of any lead that they've had so far, as now Watrin will ready the serve. It's over, dug up by Lowerson. That's Hartle. And Hartle will hit it over and back over, dug up by the Eagles. And no, unfortunately, Lowerson, the last chance hit. I mean, she was about an inch away of getting that one back over, but it does hit the antenna. That will lead us to another timeout here by the Eagles while they take
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making A&W Rest Beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W Root Beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W Root Beer Float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W Root Beer Float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350. Back out of the timeout. The Eagles trail the Rebels right now by 22-20. But again, it feels like they've been the better team here. They just can't take advantage of that lead at this point. Watrin with the serve. It's over. Dug up by Fornengo. Nelson will race after it on the far sideline, and Hartle will hit it back across. It's dug up by Lemieux, and the Rebels will hit this one over. Dug up by Eklund, and it's hit over by Kuhlman at the net, just tapped across. Lawerson with the dig. Hartle aggressive after it, and Kuhlman will hit it over off the block at the net, dug up by the Rebels. On the far side, they'll look to get it over. A diving dig by Nelson, and then Lawerson sets it up, and Hartle will hit it back across. Dug up by Lemieux for the Rebels. They'll look to push it over. Dug up by Eklund. Set by Nelson, and pushed over by Kuhlman. This one out of the box, and then it hits the net. Dug up by Hartle, and Kuhlman can't get to it in time. It drops. It's 23-20. Man, oh man, what a tough set here. It seems like every bounce that the Eagles get, it winds up going the way of the Rebels. Service over, dug up by the Eagles, pushed over by Hartle. And the Rebels look for another kill. That one was, it didn't matter if it was long or not, it was tipped at the net. That's what sent it spinning down towards the court. Set point for the Rebels. And got to give credit to the Rebels. They have been pretty dominant here in the latter parts of this set. Oh my goodness, bad miscommunication there on the side of the Eagles. It went right in between three different Eagles and it fell. And the Rebels take the first set 25-20. We'll take a commercial break and we'll be back after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP 106.5.
Kettle River
FM,
Pizza, the
1350.
handcrafted pizza made locally in Ascove, Minnesota. Always the highest quality ingredients. Pizza that is consistently great tasting. A true crowd pleaser. 16 varieties to choose from. Enjoy the classics like pepperoni, pepperoni sausage and supreme, to the unique tastes of hot Hawaiian, taco, buffalo chicken, and chicken Alfredo. Pick some up at your local grocer, tavern, or convenience store. Handcrafted Kettle River Pizza. Moms and basketball players approved.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Hones Auto Body and Glass has 43 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are ICAR and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora. Hones, they'll fix you up right.
Whoa! They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got savings like Doritos and Lay's Mix and Match, buy one, get one half off. Jack Link's Beef Jerky Variety, 2 for $10. Starbucks Pink in Paradise, buy one, get one free. Any Dr. Pepper, 3 for $5. Red Bull 12 ounce, buy 2, get 1 free. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Ditch the shovel and wheelbarrow. A New Holland mini track loader lets you get more work done with ease. It's narrow by design, so you can easily get in and out of tight spots. Versatility is its calling card. The loader powers a wide range of attachments like augers and trenchers. Big operating capacity puts more jobs on your can-do list, making it perfect for residential construction and landscaping. Take a break from backbreaking work with a reliable mini track loader. See one today at Baraboo Implement in St. Croix Falls and Rice Lake.
We're back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMPradio.com. And just in time, too, both teams, they're anxious to get back out onto the court for this one. It was a tough first set for the Eagles as they had plenty of chances to kind of take advantage of multiple leads they had, but it was the Rebels who did take advantage of the lead they had and pulled away right at the end, taking a 25-20 set victory. Here it starts with a Rebel serve, which is dug up by the Eagles, and Fernango gives that one a ride. It does get over the net. Back to the Rebels, and this one is hit towards the back. Sakala with the dig, and now racing after it. Kuhlman just missed time that one. Didn't get the cleanest look on it, and that one will go down as a point for the Rebels. 1-0 here to begin the second set. Serve is over from Melody Mock and dug up by Volk to Sakala, and now at the net, Nelson gets it through a block, but it's still dug up by the Rebels. They get it back over. Dug up by Hartle, racing after it is Sakala, and there's Fernango to get that one back across the net. What a powerful hit by her, and then the kill attempt towards Fernango, and Fernango will hit that one. The dig attempt goes into the bleachers and it's a 2-0 lead, Rebels. Melody Mock to serve. It's over, dug up by Nelson to Sakala, and Volk will look for the hit towards the back line, but it's dug up by the Rebels. And now it's Peterson looking for the kill off the Nelson dig. Hartle keeps it alive, and Fernengo racing after it, just cannot get to it in time. I know she's got a powerful swing, but that one would have been hard to get back over the net, and it's 3-0 Rebels. Now, the Rebels did get out to a 3-0 lead in set 1, and then the Eagles came back and took a 6-5 lead. So let's see if the Eagles can do that, but maybe this time instead of surrendering the lead, they just hold on to it for the rest of the set. Serve is over, dug up by Nelson, and Volk will look to hit it back across. A diving dig by the Rebels. It goes into the net, and there you go. The Eagles are on the board. 3-1 as Kuhlman is set to serve. And not sure we had a referee who blows his whistle. Maybe just giving a fan a warning. Someone on the court or something, maybe. I'm not sure. Either way, the ball is hit over to the Rebels. Dug up, and they cannot get it over. The Rebels on the third hit cannot get it over. So 4 hits, and it's 3-2. Eagles trail by 1. Meanwhile, Grace Mock checked in for the first time here tonight for the Rebels. She's in there on the far side. Kuhlman's serve is a line drive, but it is over and dug up by the Rebels. It's towards the net, and whistle, and I think we're going to get a double hit here on the Rebels. We will. That will tie it at 3. So 3 straight points here for the Eagles, but it's kind of been all mistakes by the Rebels, but hey, the Eagles will take it. Serve by Kuhlman is over and out of play off the dig, and that gives the Eagles a 4-3 lead. So after trailing 3-0 to start the set, it's now 4-3. Kuhlman readies her serve. It's up and it is over. Dug up by the Rebels, Andrews, and hit back across. Dug up by Hartle to Sakala. And Volk at the net, blocked, but Fernengo gets the dig. Volk back across the net, disrupting the timing. And pushed over by the Rebels. Kuhlman with the dig to Nelson, and Fernengo over the net, dug up somehow by the Rebels, but it's going to go on the other side of the antenna, out of play, and the Eagles now have a 5-3 lead. Serve is over by Kuhlman, dug up by the Rebels, and going to get another double hit here on Moose Lake Willow River. It's 6-3. And with that, a 6-0 run here by the Eagles will force a timeout from the Rebels. We'll keep it here. Talk about what we've seen here so far in the second set as the Eagles dropped the first one 25-20, but here in this second one, it didn't start out so pretty. It looked disastrous, if we're being honest. 3-0, and it looked like the Rebels were just on a run, but the Eagles got one back, then got another one back. And they got another one back and another one and another one, and now they have a 6-3 lead. And, you know, it hasn't been all because of the play that they've had. In fact, a good chunk of it has just been because the Rebels have made some mistakes. But got to give the Eagles credit. They have had some hustle plays out there that has forced the Rebels into some mistakes. So coming back and out onto the court, both teams as Kuhlman readies with her serve. We've got plenty more coming your way this week, so best way to find out what's coming up the rest of the week, go to WCMPradio.com, go to the Sports tab and click on Broadcast Schedule. And blocked at the net by Volk, and we're going to get, another double hit here on the Rebels. That makes it 7-3. Kuhlman, this one might go long. It does. So that she had been back there serving for those 7 unanswered points. And it's 7-4 now as we get set. And now it's Ridley Peterson. I think we have an earring That may have came loose on one of the Rebel young ladies. And it looks to be Grace Mock, the junior. Now the Caitlin Andrews, the Rebel player, going to go talk with the referee on the ladder and kind of talk about what's going on. I'm assuming that's a uniform violation at a certain point, but I don't know. Doesn't look like anything is going to happen because of it, so looks like we're set to go. Serve is over from Peterson, dug up by Hartle. To Sakala, and Fernengo look for the kill. Dug up a spinning dig there by the libero for Moose Lake Little River. And hit back across. The Eagles did get the dig initially, but out of reach off the dig, and the Rebels get the point back 7-5. Again, no seniors on this Rebel squad. Juniors, sophomores, freshmen. As this one is over, dug up by the Eagles, and Nelson will hit it across. Maybe didn't get the hit on it she wanted, but it gets across. This one's at the net, blocked at the net by Volk, hit back across after the dig by the Rebels, back over by the Rebels, dug up by Hartle. To Sakala, and hit through the block by Kennedy Volk. And Volk with the kill. It's 8-5 Eagles. Set number 2. Eagles trail 1-0. As Volk gets set to serve, it's over. Rebels get the dig, and they line it up for the kill, and it is out. Out on the near side, nearest the bleachers here, and Kuhlman was right there, and she let up on it at the last second. Looked to the flagger, and said, "Woo, thank you." Not that the flagger gave her anything, but it was just, she was hoping it was, and now the serve by Volk is into the net, so it gives a point right back to the Rebels, 9-6. Serve getting set and over by Allman. Dug up by Fernengo, and Hartle will look for the kill, and it's off a dig of the Rebels. That's Ridley Peterson trying to get the dig, but unfortunately just off the mark a little bit, and the Eagles take a 10-6, I believe 10-6 lead. And serve here by Nelson is over. And apparently it's just 9-6. I could be off too. I am off a lot. And pushed over by the Rebels. Dug up by Eklund. Rebels look to get it back across. They do. Dug up by Nelson. That's Lowerson setting it up for Fernango. Blocked at the net, but Kuhlman right there for the dig. Pushed back across by Hartle. And it gets down right into no man's land where the Rebels are not. And the Eagles continue to build on their lead. It is 11-6. Okay, so I was right. Sometimes I question myself because I look at the scoreboard and I may see something that I think I do. Sometimes I don't. Dug up by the Rebels, and a hustle play gets it back over the net. Hartle with the dig to Nelson, and Hartle with the kill. Yes, it is a kill by Mallory Hartle, and the Eagles now lead 12-6. Nelson readies her serve. It's over. Dug up by Lemieux on the far side. Dug up by Kuhlman now, and oh, that dig pushed it well out of play for the Eagles, and it's 12-7. Grace Mock going back to serve now for the Rebels. It is over. Dug up by Kuhlman to Nelson for Fernengo on the far side, but it is across. Oh, wait a minute. Got a whistle here on the Rebels, and Eagles will take the point. It's 13-7. Checking in, Hartley Wynn for the Rebels, in for Mock, Grace Mock, that is. Fernengo will serve. It is up and it is over. Dug up by the libero, and now looking to just tap it across, but it's dug up by Lowerson to Hartle. Kuhlman, and that's out. Again, a lot of times you'll see these hits, it's going towards the correct spot for the hit, but they just get a little too much on it. Andrews with the serve. It's dug up by Fernengo in the back row. And Hartle off the block. It gets through and down for the kill for Mallory Hartle. It's 14-8. 14-8 the lead for the Eagles in set number 2. The serve is over. And dug up, but pushing it out of play off the dig is Caitlin Andrews. So it's another point in ace for Hartle. 15-8. Hartle's serve is over. Dug up by Wynn. And just tapped over. I think it hit the antenna. It did. It did get over, but it hit the antenna. So it's 16-8. And that, oh my goodness, bad miscommunication there on the side of the Rebels. That is a ace for Mallory Hartle, and that forces a timeout from the Rebels. And while they take one, we'll take a quick one as well. You're listening to Volleyball on WCMP.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
And if I were smarter, I would have gotten a Rush City Auto replay on that one. But I've been out of the game for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean 1 day. I took a 1-day vacation from sports on Friday. And that 1 day just messed everything up for me, I guess. Oh well. Only can get better. Can only improve. Yes, I was gone on Friday. Had a bunch of people step in and step up for me. Appreciate them as Mallory Hartle with the serve. It is up and over. Dug up by the Rebels and towards the back. Andrews will have to get this one over. She does. Fornengo with the dig to Nelson. And Kuhlman will push it across. It might have gotten through a fingertip block at the net, but the Rebels do get this one over. But it goes out on the hit by Ridley Peterson. 18-8. Mallory Hartle will line up on what would be the basketball baseline. And the serve is over. Dug up by Wynn and hit over. And out again by Peterson. 19-8. So she's back behind where the basketball court is. And this serve is over. It gets down. Another ace for Mallory Hartle. It is a dominant 20-8 lead for the Eagles. Mallory Hartle gets the ball rolled back to her, and she looks to add on. 2 aces here. Give her another one. 3 aces for Mallory Hartle in this set and in this service period for her. She has 3 aces in the last, 5 serves, I think now. This one's over, and this one dug up by the Rebels. Push back across. Hartle with the dig to Nelson. Setting it up. Volk will look for the kill off a block at the net. Dug up by the Rebels, and they will look for the kill. Blocked at the net by Volk, and it stays on the side of the Rebels. 22-8. Just a great play here by the Eagles these last few points. Serve is over from Hartle. A line drive serve. It is dug up by the libero Lemieux. Pushed over by the Rebels. Dug up by Nelson on that far side. And pushed over by Hartle. Dug up by the Rebels on the far side. Peterson will look for the kill. Dug up by Fornengo to Nelson. Lowerson. Good spot for that one. Not real sure what the Rebels were thinking there. They eased up on that play at the end. I think they really thought that one was going to go out of play, but that one wasn't really even close to going out of play. And I did, ladies and gentlemen, capture the Rush City Auto replay for that one, so when we get a moment, we'll look. As Hartle's serve is up and over again. It's at the net, dug up by Kuhlman. Nice job by her to Nelson, and hit across by Volk. Dug up at the back line by Andrews. And looking for the kill, but dug up nicely by Nelson, saving it, and Lowerson gets it back across the net. And Peterson, gets it over. Nelson with the dig to Lowerson. Volk through the block and down for another East Central point. 24-8. It's set point for the Eagles on a dominant set here in the second. Mallory Hartle looking to finish it up. It's over. Dug up by Lemieux. Volk, Nelson, Lowerson, tap across, down! And that is how set number 2 finishes with a beautiful play there from Lowerson. It's a 25-8 set victory for the Eagles. You want to talk about dominance. Look at this set from the Eagles. My goodness. So before we go to commercial break, let's take a look at that Rush City Auto replay I said before we go to break. Here we go. Here's the replay. As you can see, it was hit across, nicely dug up by Fornengo. And then Lowerson, beautiful spot for that one. Just no chance, I think, for the Rebels to get to it. And that will take us to our commercial break off of the Rush City Auto replay here at East Central High School.
Kettle River Pizza is a proud supporter of sports teams and community organizations. Local groups and teams across the state have had amazing success with Kettle River Pizza fundraising. From sausage and pepperoni to chicken Alfredo or the hot Hawaiian, the cheesy deliciousness practically sells itself. Visit KettleRiverPizza.com to schedule your next fundraiser. It's so easy to get started. Got a pizza craving now? Pick up a Kettle River Pizza at your local grocery store or convenience store today.
Getting your vehicle repaired after an accident doesn't have to be stressful. Drop your vehicle at Hones Auto Body and they take care of the stress. From the estimate to easily working with your insurance, Hones will take care of minor dents, collision repair, glass replacement, and mechanical services. iCar and ASE certified technicians will get your vehicle fixed right. For a shop you can trust for collisions or everyday repairs, bring your vehicle to Hones Auto Body and Glass Mechanical in Mora or visit online at honesauto.com. That's HOHNS auto.com.
Rush City Auto invites you to come on in and check out their full lot of quality used vehicles. They got a car or truck for any size budget. Get your next vehicle from a local dealer with a great reputation. Rush City Auto wants to get you into a vehicle that you will love at a price you can afford. For more information, visit them online at rushcityauto.com and make sure you like Rush City Auto on Facebook to stay up to date with their inventory. Rush City Auto, quality used vehicles.
rushcityauto.com.
We are back right here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350 for the start of set number 3. These teams don't take the full 3 minutes because they're just anxious to get back out onto the court and play. They want to play. They're excited. They're ready. And I'm sure the Eagles would be, especially after that dominant set where they won 25-8. Now we're tied at 1 apiece. Rebels looking to get off to a hot start themselves as they get the block, but it's hit back across the net and dug up by the Eagles. And then this hit by Volk is blocked, but it gets through the block. And Kennedy Volk will get credit for the kill there. And the Eagles lead to begin a set for the first time here tonight in the third. Serve is over from Kuhlman and hit across. No. Going to be a double hit on the Rebels. And it'll be a 2-0 lead for East Central. Kuhlman got some spin on that one. Don't know if she meant to, and if she meant to, it just didn't get over the net. So it is a point for the Rebels. They'll get one back. It was pretty close. It was 4-3. The Rebels got out to a 3-0 lead there in the second set. Then it was really all East Central because they only allowed them 5 more points. Serve is over, dug up by the Eagles. Nelson will get this one through a block again. That makes it 3-1 Eagles. Chandra Nelson, a nice hit through the block for the kill, and Kennedy Volk will go back to serve for the Eagles. Dug up, that one's getting towards the net. It hits the net and gets down. Rebels unable to bring it up, and it is 4-1 Eagles. I mentioned that the Eagles looked like the better team there in the first set. They just couldn't manage to build on that lead. Well, the second set proved to be different. Serve is over, dug up by the Rebels, pushed back across, and Hartle will get the dig. She pushes it across, which is dug up by the Rebels, hit across by Peterson. And nice diving, sliding dig there from Volk. She gets it back across the net, then dug up by Kuhlman off the hit of the Rebels. Fernango will look for the kill. Dug up in the back line by Andrews. at the front line, just off the net. Fernango with a diving dig to keep it alive for the Eagles. And the Rebels will get it back over. Dug up by Volk to Nelson. Setting it up for, that is Hartle who gets it over for the kill. And it's 5-1. Well, that didn't look great for the Eagles, but they managed to catch back up with it. And Hartle with a key hit there for the kill, 5-1. Volk's serve is over. Dug up by Mock on the other side. And now Peterson with the hit. Dug up by Hartle. Jiskala and Kuhlman will get it across. Dug up there by Lemieux. At the net. Blocked at the net by Mallory Hartle for the point. It's 6-1. My goodness. Mallory Hartle with a huge block. And Kennedy Volk goes back to serve. Serve is over, and it's dug up on that far side by the Rebels. It's Peterson who got the dig. She'll hit it across. Dug up by Fernango to Nelson, and Hartle will backwards push it over the net. Dug up by the Rebels, and they'll get it set up. And Kuhlman got the dig. It might have went through a block. At the net it was, and then Kuhlman tried to get underneath it, but just couldn't get enough as the libero for East Central checks in Sophia Eklund, the 5'5 junior. Back to serve for the Rebels is Ridley Peterson. It's dug up by Kuhlman to Sakala, and through the block. It's another Mallory Hartle kill getting through a block. I can't describe to you how hard that is, ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't play volleyball at this high level. I played it recreationally, but that's with, older people who may not be as talented as these young ladies, but they still get it done, I guess. 7-2, but yeah, getting it through a block is tough as Lowerson gets that one back across, and now coming up for the kill is Andrews, but it's dug up by the Eagles. Fornango will look for the kill. They're going to get a double hit call here on East Central. It's going to make it 7-3. Dominant early on are the Eagles, and I mean dominant. Getting set to serve is Keely Allman. Serve is over, dug up by Kuhlman to Nelson. Hartle with the kill. She ran up on that one. She wanted to destroy that ball, quite literally take the air out of that ball, and we might need to check the pressure on it because, well, it might be deflated a little bit after that hit. My goodness. Serve here from Fornango. Took a little something off that one. The libero manages to get the dig, and then she hits it across. Lowerson with the dig to Nelson. Setting it up, Kuhlman, and it hits it into the net. That'll make it 8-4. Brace Orthodontic scoreboard has the Eagles leading 8-4 on the third set with a 1-1 set tie. And it's Julia Watron with the serve. Dug up by Eklund to Nelson. On the far side, Hartle hits it over. Dug up by the libero, Lemieux. And hit back across by Lemieux. Dug up by the Eagles. Two Eagle players got there. Now Hartle will line this one up. And that is right in there. Beautiful hit by Hartle. She could have came up and looked to destroy it, but she didn't need to. She did what she needed to. She gave it about a medium hit to get just inside that back line for the kill. Perfect spot and a perfect hit by Mallory Hartle. She so far has been the leader. I mean, just getting the points-wise. This one, the Eagles got to it slow, but they managed to get it across. Nelson with the dig, and Hartle will hit it across. Dug up by the Rebels. They'll run up on it, and it's dug up. Nice job by Mallory Hartle, Nelson, and then Hartle gets it back across. Mallory Hartle, are you kidding me? My goodness. Fernango will get this one at the net and tapped back down by the Rebels. That's Andrews. Andrews was kind of looking over to the referee just to make sure. I think she might have thought she hit the net. I think she was just trying to make sure. But it will be their point, 9-5. All our AM Anthem Country listeners know the Dolly Parton 9-5 song. This one's hit over by Lowerson. We're going to get a whistle here on the Rebels, and it will be East Central point 10-5. Now, early on in that second set, the Eagles got points by way of a ton of Moose Lake Willow River mistakes. And it seemed like, man, they better start getting points themselves. Otherwise, Rebels are going to stay in this one. Not the case. The Eagles came back really quickly and started to get points for themselves and pulled away and were dominant in that second set as the Eagles have it back on their side, pushed across nicely there by Kuhlman. Dug up, though, even better by the Rebels, and they do get it over. Volk with the dig to Nelson, setting it up for Kuhlman, and she'll just get it over. Dug up by the Rebels. They'll look for the kill off a block. Dug up by Hartle. To Nelson, and then Hartle again. Mallory Hartle, my goodness, she is in the zone. Lowerson back to serve. It's 11-5. Serve over here by Lowerson, dug up by the Rebels. They'll set it up for Peterson on the far side. Hartle with the dig to Nelson, pushed over by Kuhlman. Does hit the net, but it gets over. They'll get it back across. Volk will get the dig. And Lowerson sets, and Hartle gets it back across. Dug up by the Rebels on the far side. That's a hit that goes along. And it will be point for East Central. 12-5 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Lowerson, serve is up and over. Dug up by the Rebels at the back line. They'll just push it across. Dug up by Nelson to Lowerson. Volk will hit it across and almost down, but a diving dig by the Rebels, and they do manage to get it across. Dug up by Hartle to Nelson. Setting it up here for Volk. Blocked at the net, but it falls on the side of the Rebels. They do keep it alive. They'll push it back to the middle and get it over the net. Fernengo, Nelson, Kuhlman. Dug up by Lemieux on the side of the Rebels. Peterson back across. Dig by Hartle. Kuhlman with the hit across. Dug up by Mock. And through a block of the Eagles. And the dig kind of surprised her, but she hits it out of play, so it will be 12-6. Rebels getting one back there. Lemieux will go back to serve. Lowerson out in is Sakala. Lemieux's serve is up, and it is over. Dug up by Volk. That's near the net, and Hartle does manage to get that one back across. Nice play there by Mallory Hartle. Fernengo with the dig. Nelson got to it, and that one just got into her a little bit. Seemed like the Eagles were just a little bit off on that one. Come back here, regroup, and get the point back. 12-7. Serve is over. Dug up by Fernengo to Sakala, and Nelson through a block. Gets that one down for the kill. Chandra Nelson makes it 13-7. Going back to serve will be Madison Kuhlman. Serve is over. Dug up by the Rebels towards the front of the net, trying to get it off of the redirect on the net, but could not do it. And that will hit it back out of play, so it's a point for the Eagles, 14-7. Serve is over from Kuhlman. It does hit the net, but it does get over. And then hit back across by the Rebels off the net again. Nelson with the dig to Sakala, and Volk will hit this one across. Dug up by the Rebels, and they'll get it over. It's long. Was it tipped? No, it was not. It's a point for East Central on the hit that goes long. 15-7, Eagles lead. And the serve here from Kuhlman is over. A low dig there for the Rebels, and they do get the dig nonetheless. Push back over. I think we're going to get a lift here. No, a double hit. Well, either way, it's an illegal play on the Rebels, and it makes it 16-7, East Central. We're in the third set as Kuhlman gets the serve over. Dug up by Lemieux. And a hit over now by Wynn. Dug up by Hartle. And looking for the kill is Volk through a block. It gets down 17-7. Eagles with the lead. Kennedy Volk with the most recent kill. And that's going to be called a timeout by Moose Lake Willow River as the Eagles lead 17-7 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. custom light force braces or
a Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM AM 1350. I'm Game Day Gilman bringing you the action here from this matchup between the East Central Eagles and Moose Lake Willow River Rebels. Eagles and Rebels tied at 1 set apiece, but the Eagles have been pretty dominant here in the last 2 sets. They won the second set 25-8, currently lead this one 17-7. As Kuhlman gets ready with the serve, it's dug up by Lemieux in the back row for the Rebels, and now it will be hit over by Peterson, dug up by Hartle. That's Sakala. Now Fernengo with the kill off the block. Another hit that gets through a Rebel block by the Eagles. And again, I can't really explain how hard that is to do, but the Eagles are doing such a good job of it, they might want to hold a clinic on it. 18-7. Serve is over from Kuhlman. And hit over. One more push, but it's dug up by Fernengo nonetheless. And she'll look for the kill. Off the net, dug up by Wynn of the Rebels. And at the net, trying to get it over. But as she went to get it over on the hit was Peterson, it kind of stuck right on top of the net with her hit and fell back on their side. So it's another point for East Central, 19-7. Kuhlman yet another serve. It's dug up here by Wynn towards the net, hit across, and dug up nicely by Nelson, then to Kuhlman, then hit over by Volk. Dug up by the Rebels, and they'll push it across. Dug up by Fernengo. Somehow Nelson got it, and then Fernengo hit it back across. Blocked at the net, kept alive by the Eagles, but Volk, they're going to get her with a lift, unfortunately. She really didn't have a chance otherwise. So the lift there will give a point back to the Rebels, but that one's okay. Substitution here for the Rebels as back to serve now is Melody Mock. And that one is over, dug up by Kuhlman, but not a clean dig, and it will get down in front of the diving Fernengo. And that will be another Rebel point, 19-9. Serve is over and dug up by Volk to Nelson. Hartle will push it across. Dug up by Mock to Lemieux and pushed over by Peterson. Dug up by Sakala to Nelson. Fernengo push through, and it's a point. East Central 20-9, they lead. It's only 8:03, so don't worry. If you heard that and you're like, what in the world? No, it's only 8:03. It's a bad joke, I'm sorry. 20-9 is the score here. East Central with the lead in set number 3. Serve is over, dug up by the Rebels. Peterson will hit it across. Fernengo there for the dig. Setting it is Sakala for Hartle off the block. It does get over. I think we're going to get a double hit again. No, a lift. A lift call there on the Rebels. It's 21-9 Eagles. Kennedy Volk back to serve. It's up and it is over. Takes a nice dive. That one dug up by Lemieux, but it goes into the antenna. It's 22-9. Eagles with the lead. Volk back there serving, trying to finish off set number 3. Her serve is over. Dug up by the Rebels, and Peterson will hit it back across. Dug up by Nelson on the far side to Sakala, and Hartle will get it back across. Dug up. Ooh, late dig there by Wynn, and Peterson just does get it across. Volk with the dig to Nelson. Setting it up. Hartle off the block, keeps it alive for the Rebels. Wynn with the dig, and pushing it over. Fernengo, Chandra Nelson gets it pushed back across. Wynn with the dig, setting up for Peterson. Peterson hits that one, and that's Sakala who keeps it alive off the Nelson dig. And now the Rebels have it set off the block. Fernengo with the dig to Hartle, and Nelson will look for the kill. Dug up, and this one's back across. Fernengo with the dig to Nelson, setting it up for Hartle. Oh, but just long on the hit. My goodness, Mallory Hartle. Thought she had another one there, but that one just goes long. It's 22-10. Back to serve is Ridley Peterson for the Rebels in this third set. It is over. Dug up by Eklund. Hartle manages to catch up to it, and Sakala gets it over. Rebels with the dive do catch up to it. A dive but there by Hartle for the dig. Backwards on the set by Sakala. They're going to get a double hit call here on Sakala. 22-11. And that's what's so important about volleyball. It doesn't matter the lead that one team has. It doesn't take much, and the other team could go on such a run to where they're back in it. Eklund with the dig back across the net. Dug up by, that's Hartle. Now Fernango will just tap it across. Dug up by the Rebels. And they somehow get it pushed back across. Fernango with the dig. Sakala setting it. Nelson, well long. She just got too far underneath it. Gave it a ride, but not the ride she wanted, as it's long on the hit. 22-12. You can never count a team out in volleyball. That's what I love about this sport is it doesn't matter the lead that a team has. As long as you get on a run and can stay on that run, all of a sudden you're back in it. That one's going to get into the net. And the Eagles get one back. It's 23-12. Substitution here is Lowerson will check in for Sakala, as Chandra Nelson is back to serve. Nelson, into the net. Just a little mistake there by Nelson, and we'll make it 23-13. And back to serve now for the Rebels, Keely Allman. Her serve is long. 24-13, that'll make it set point for the Eagles. It will be Fernango to serve. Fernango's serve is over. That one is dug up and out of bounds off the dig by the Rebels. And another dominant set here for the Eagles. They win set 3, 25-13. And they'll take a match lead 2-1. Pretty dominant set once again by the Eagles. Few mistakes. Got the Rebels, a few points, but other than that, it was a set that belonged to the Eagles. We'll be back for what could possibly be the fourth and final set here at East Central High School on WCMP.
Hey there, neighbors. Matt Winsan, CEO of Burnett Dairy. Farmers are the people that wake up before the sun, who battle the elements, and tend to their crops and herds with a passion that runs deep in their veins. At this time, I would personally like to thank the farmers. From all of us at Burnett Dairy Cooperative to all of our incredible farmers, thank you. Burnett Dairy Cooperative. Real farms, real flavor.
Sean here from Burnett Dairy Cooperative. We care about your comfort and safety. Regularly checking your propane gauge is critical, and when it reaches 30%, it's time to give us a call at 715-689-1032 to request a fill. Reliable service from your local cooperative. Burnett Dairy, your trusted propane partner.
These teams don't want to wait. They want to get back to the action now. They are sick of waiting. They want to play. The Rebels are already back out onto the court. As I'm checking NFL updates and scores, they're like, hey, we got a game to play. Get ready. And I am. Trying to get an update on the NFL anyways, but I can't seem to get one right now. I know you guys care all about the NFL scores. That's what you're here for, my reporting on the NFL. I know it. But we'll get back to what everyone truly cares about now, the game, where the Eagles have a 2-1 set lead over the Rebels. It will be Eagles with the serve to begin the set. They lost the first one, 25-20, and then just dominated the last two, 25-8 and 25-13. I think now we're searching for a ball. Oh, it's Rebels serve, excuse me. Oh, no, it was the Eagles who started the serve on this last run. Excuse me. Yeah, the Eagles started the game serving. So it is Rebels serve as the hit is over by Volk. Nearly down, but Lemieux got the dig. Fernango will get the dig for the Eagles now. And Kuhlman will look for the kill, but it's dug up by Mock. Pushed over at the net, dug up by Volk, falling backwards, and her teammate cannot get to it in time. So the Rebels, out of 4 sets, they have scored first in 3 of them. So 3 out of the 4 sets they have scored first here tonight. As Melody Mock will ready the serve. It's over and dug up by the Eagles, and then the hit from Nelson. Oh, man, she had the perfect spot for it, but it goes a little long. As the Eagles will get the dig on this one, it's Fernango. Pushed over by Kuhlman and dug up again by Nelson. Pushed back across by the Eagles, and the Rebels go get it down just in front of Sakala. Sakala, I don't know if she thought that one was maybe out. That one was pretty close to that far sideline. I don't know if she maybe thought it was out or if it was coming up to her a little bit closer, but she went to a knee to get it. And then it came up a little bit. I think it was just a little bit shorter than she thought. That one going to get to the net, and Sakala can't catch up to it. It's going to be a 4-0 start to this one. Similar kind of to set 1 where it was, well, sets 1 and 2, where it was a 3-0 start for the Rebels. Then all of a sudden the Eagles came back. Low dig here from Fernango, pushed over by Nelson, and it's dug up by Andrews. Peterson to Nelson with the dig. It does get over and just tapped down. Wow. By Allman. It's 5-0. Rebels, they say, no, we're not done. We're not done. We're bringing it to a 5th. But the Eagles turn things around here with the Hartle dig. Volk gets it over, and there you go. You get the first one. Volk gets it through the block, and that's how the Eagles get on the board. Kuhlman will start the serve for the Eagles. It's a line drive serve, which is dug up by the libero Lemieux towards the net, but it is over. Dug up by Hartle to no one. And, oh my goodness, miscommunication on the side of the Eagles. You had two Eagle players there. Just miscommunication between them. And that's another point for the Rebels, 6-1. Serve is over. Dug up by Kuhlman. To Sakala. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A double hit call here on the Eagles. It might be time for a timeout just to kind of regroup. It seems like that it's been just mistakes, which it has, but it seems like now they're all of a sudden snowballing. So Nelson will get this one over off of the Hartle dig. And the Rebels get it pushed back across. It is, oh my goodness. They're going to call a tip here on the Eagles. Apparently the Eagles got a fingertip on it. It's going to be 8-1. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another Rebel point. We'll see a timeout maybe. But Hartle with the dig to Sakala. And Fernango says no, but so does Lemieux. She got the dig for the Rebels. Pushed back across, dug up by Hartle. Sakala setting it up. Volk looks for the kill. It's long. And that'll be a timeout. Timeout called here by the Eagles. They trail 9-1 to begin the 4th set. We'll be back after word from the fine sponsors here on WCMP.
Finding the right Untangling your headphones. Saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
Well, the Rebels took that personally, apparently. Losing in the last 2 sets. And I might say it was quite dominant by the Eagles. All of a sudden, the Rebels say, hey, we can be just as dominant. They lead 9-1 here in the 4th set. This was a set in which Eagles, they were right there for the taking, but just seems like they came out a little flat here in this set. Fernango looking to end that flatness as she got the attempted kill, but it was blocked at the net. Then pushed back across by the Eagles. Now dug up by Hartle. To Sakala. Fernango, she says she wants it back, and she gets it. There's the kill through the block, and it's 9-2. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options because they'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. Volk with the serve over, dug up by the Rebels. They'll line it up for the kill. Oh, and no, Volk, she got her hand on it, but it went right to the court afterwards. 10-1. or 10-2. Just like your hand position should be on the steering wheel. 10-2. Service over, dug up by Fernando to Sakala. And Nelson, it gets through a block and it gets down. Nelson trying to get the momentum back in Eagles' favor. Substitution here, Sakala out, Lowerson in, back to serve, Chandra Nelson. Serve is over, dug up by Lemieux. Rebels have it, and they'll push it across. Fernando with the dig, Nelson. Hartle through the block, and it is, my goodness, the Rebels kept it alive. How in the world did they manage to do that? I don't know, but a great play by them. Fernando will get it back across the net. Man, give credit to the Rebels there. They got that one done. Lightly tapped across, Fernando now with the dig, setting it up, and it's Lowerson with the kill. Beautiful job by Elsie Lowerson on that far side, getting the kill there for the Eagles. It's 10-3. That's just, that deserves a replay. You know what, we'll get the rest of the auto replay loaded up so we can look at it when we have a moment. That was beautiful by Lowerson. Now looking for another kill, and that was just as good by Caitlin Andrews for the Rebels, 11-4. That was a pretty good hit. Yeah, it just seems like right now all and any momentum is in the Rebels' favor, and all the bounces are going their way right now. I mean, these two teams are just trading dominance, I guess, tonight. Fernando will hit this one back over off the dig, and that is in. Nice job there by the Eagles getting that one. It's 11-5. Substitution here as Wynn will check in for Watrin. Harley Wynn will move back to the back line. Lydia Fernando will serve. It's Wynn who will get the dig. And they'll get it over to Andrews. It's dug up. Oh, my goodness. Diving dig by Nelson. And Lowerson couldn't get to it in time. It's 12-5. Yeah, it seems like 1 point for the Eagles, 2 for the Rebels. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, too. It's it's just over a 2-1 differential right now. As Andrews with the serve, it is out. And the Eagles get one back. They literally cut the lead in half now, 12-6. It is Mallory Hartle who will go back to serve. Hartle's serve is over, dug up by Lemieux. Rebels just seem to be a little bit more calm here in this set. That one is out. Whew, man, that was close. We've already got a replay loaded up, so we'll wait to on that one, but that was close. Either way, the Eagles get one back, 12-5. Serve is over, dug up by Wynn right at the net. Volk looking for the kill. Nicely job by Lemieux to get that dig, and then she hits it across. Hartle with the dig to Nelson. Volk again, but Wynn there for the dig. Now they'll look for the kill. Fernando with the dig back across, back over by Peterson. Dug up by Hartle. Lowerson will tap it across. Dug up by the Rebels to the back line for Andrews. Hit over by Peterson. Nelson with the dig to Lowerson. It's setting it up for Kuhlman through a block at the net. It gets down. Kuhlman through a block. Now as a coach, I'm sure you don't want to see as many hits get to a block, but if you're hitting them through the block, you're okay with that. Hartle readies the serve. It's up and it is over. Dug up by Andrews, somehow kept alive by Lemieux, and that will be 4 hits for the Rebels, and it will be 12-9. It feels like if the Eagles can get to that double-digit point, the 10th point, it feels like they'll finally kind of have momentum shifted back in their favor, but getting to double digits when you're down like this can be hard, and that's an ace for Mallory Hartle. What is that, 5 or 6 now on the night? My goodness. Mallory Hartle. And the last time she got one, she got multiple. And Wynn, though, will get the dig here on this one. Sending it up, it's Peterson into the net. 12-11. This might be, if the Eagles get one, the Rebels will take a timeout here. We'll see. Hartle's serve is long. Oh, dang, that is tough. That is the right placement for that one, because you're going to get Andrews back there, to second guess it. But that one just a little too much on it. And it's 13-11. Serve is over, dug up by Hartle. Nelson will hit this one back across. It's dug up by Andrews in the back line. Off the block at the net, a diving dig. No, they're not going to say. She got her hand underneath it. It will be a kill for the Rebels. It's 14-11 now. Rebels pulling back away. Lemieux with the serve. Oh my goodness, Kuhlman couldn't get a clean dig. 15-11. Well, just when the Eagles got momentum back, Rebels take it and push it back in their favor. Lemieux, her serve over. Dug up by Kuhlman to Lowerson. And Hartle will hit this one back across. Dig there by Allman, and that is in just past the sliding Fornengo. Man, 16-11. This is a set in which if the Eagles are going to win it, it's not going to be pretty. They're going to have to get scrappy about it and force Moose Lake Willow River into some of their own mistakes, because I don't think the Eagles right now just have momentum to get it themselves. Not to say that they can't, but it's just momentum right now, you can tell. Volk will finally get it back across for the Eagles. Peterson, but it's dug up by Nelson. Back across Peterson, back across Nelson. Rebels have it. They'll look for the kill. It's out, though. Nice job by the Eagles. Leaning back, almost doing the Matrix move on that one. 16-12. Now Lowerson's back there to serve. Can she get the Eagles tied here? The Eagles got within one last time. Can they get it tied? This one, not a clean dig, but they managed to get it back over the net. Hartle with the dig to Nelson. Volk got the kill. Kennedy Volk with the kill for the Eagles, 16-13. Serve is over. That's down, and an ace for Lowerson. She gets the ace celly from her teammates. It's 16-14. Lowerson with the serve. It's up and it is over. Dug up by Lemieux towards the front of the net. They'll look for the kill, and that is just past Lowerson. She'll sub out in for her to Sakala. 17-14. Out is Wynn, in is Watrin. And back to serve is Melody Mock for the Rebels. Rebels have that 17-14 lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Mock, it is over with the serve. Hartle with the dig. Sakala. And Nelson will hit it over. That's down. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful play there by Nelson. Didn't have to do too much. Just tapped it across because no one was there. Now Kuhlman will serve, and can she? Nope. Oh, my goodness. Man, it seems like when the Eagles get something going, it's two steps backwards. But again, I mentioned, I just think if they're going to win this set, it's not going to be pretty. They're going to have to win it ugly. As that one, oh my goodness, manages to get over. Nelson, though, very aware, gets that one dug up. Back over, Nelson with the dig. Give Nelson a ton of credit there. She kept this alive, and Fernango will now push it across. And, ooh, we're going to get a double hit call here on East Central. Timeout call by East Central as well. We'll take one with them here on 106.5 FM.
If aches and pains are holding you back, Wellia Health is here to assist you. Our sports medicine team is dedicated to getting you back to your passions. With extensive experience and expertise, we specialize in managing concussions, a worry for both young athletes and adults. Whatever the injury, let's get you back in action with an appointment at Wellia Health. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or conveniently schedule through your MyChart account. Visit welliahealth.org for more information.
And we'll quick grab that replay that I talked about. The rush to the honor replay. It was tapped across, dug up by Fornengo. And then look at that. Look at the placement there by Lowerson. That was just, you can't draw it up any better. You can't ask your team to do it much better than she did there. Don't worry, Huddle just had a second to catch up. I promise it was coming back. 19-15. Eagles trail by 4. They've been as close as 1, but it seems like when they get to that 1 behind, they just seem, I don't know. It just seems like the mistakes fall, as that one was, and that is another one. Kuhlman just didn't read it right, and it falls, and she lately got to it. It's 20-15. We might be headed for all 5. Serve is over here from Peterson, dug up on the far side by Volk, and Nelson gets it over again. What a great play by Nelson. She didn't need to do too much on that one, just put it in the right spot because nobody was there. Volk will go back to serve. It's up and it is over. Mew with the dig on the far side, Andrews, and again, my goodness. 1 step forward, 2 back for the Eagles. And sometimes it's just kind of how a set goes, so Eagles might just need to erase this one. But they still got a chance. It's only 21-16. They've gone on runs before. Can we get one here is the question, because all momentum right now is with the Rebels. Dug up by Eklund. And Hartle will... Nope, it hits the antenna. I thought it just hit the net and went over, but no, it hit the antenna. Well, 22-16. It's close, but it has really been all Rebels here in this one. Fernango gets the dig. It went well out of play, but back into play, and then Eklund cannot get it over the net. 23-16. If you're the Eagles, you don't want to look to the next set just yet. We have seen some very fun runs by teams, but for the Eagles, you might want to just call this one a wash. As Keely Ullman will get ready to serve. It's over. Dug up by Kuhlman. It gets back across the net, but then back across by the Rebels to Fernango. And now Hartle will look to line this one up. It is dug up by the Rebels and hit across. Dug up by Fernango. Sakala. Hartle. And dug up by the Rebels Mock. On the far side, Andrews. Dug up by Sakala. To Nelson. To Fernango. Dug up by the Rebels. They'll look to get it across. Back line, dug up by Kuhlman. Sakala. Fernango. That one dug up by the Rebels, but then pushed right to the court, and it is 23-17. Now the Eagles need to go on a nice run here and make sure that the Rebels don't get comfortable here. Put some pressure on them. Nelson will serve for the Eagles. It's dug up in the back line by Peterson. Andrews will look for the kill. Dug up, though, by Kuhlman, and then Fernango, and then hit across by Eklund. And nearly disaster for the Rebels, but somehow they get it over. Dug up by Nelson, who gets it across the net. Oh, almost disaster for the Rebels. And off the set, they get it out of bounds, and that's 23-18. Like I mentioned, Eagles are still in it. As a player, you never give up on a set. As an announcer, sometimes you just go through different things. Hit blocked at the net by Hartle. Dug up, though, by the Rebels, and it's hit back over. Kuhlman to Nelson. Hartle with the hit across. It's Lemieux, though, with the dig. Andrews will look for the kill. Blocked at the net by Hartle! And that could have shifted momentum a little bit. Hartle with the block. That's a big one from Mallory Hartle. And the serve from Nelson is over. Lemieux with the dig towards the front of the net and not going to get there. I think we're going to get a lift, yep. 23-20. The Eagles got a little bit of something going now. Nelson serve. It is over. At this point, you're not looking for anything but just to get that serve over the net. Blocked at the net again, but oh my goodness, it goes out of bounds. Oh, set point for the Rebels. That was another beautiful block by Hartle, but it went out of bounds. Set point for the Rebels. But the Eagles, they got to remember, they're still and then, well, that will do it. Well, set 4 will belong to the Rebels. 25-20 as the same score as the first set. So we're headed for all 5 here at East Central. Eagles fall in this set, had a late surge, but the Rebels dominated here in this set, even despite the close score. So we'll take a commercial break, but first, look at that Rush City Auto replay again. Well, it was after that play. I promise. It's more, see if we can't fast forward a little bit. So here it is, it's over, and then it was dug up on that far side. And then just look at what Nelson does. Just right in that bullseye, kind of where nobody is. Out of the Rush City Auto replay, back to a word from our
Whoa,
fine sponsors.
They've got what you need at the Pine City Freeway Holiday Station Store. Right now, the Pine City Holiday Station Store off 35 has got savings like Jack's Pizza, 3 for $12, Red Bull 12 ounce, buy 2, get 1 free, Johnsonville Brats and Dogs, 2 for $4, any size fountain drink up to XL, 79 cents all day. Open 24/7, 365. They've got what you need at the Freeway Holiday Station Store in Pine City.
Some things you just have to chalk up to good genetics. It's genetics that give cattle a competitive edge, and it's Case IH equipment that helps you get the most out of your livestock operation. Case IH has a bloodline with generations of innovation, and whether you're driving a Farmall, Maxim, or Puma, Case IH tractors get the job done. Stop by your local dealer and discover the full range of Case IH tractors and hay tools.
See Baraboo Implement in Rice Lake and St. Croix Falls.
Kettle River Pizza loves supporting all the local teams. And if your team is interested in fundraising, well, they've got you covered. Kettle River Pizza has years of experience in fundraising for local teams, organizations, and clubs, and they would like to help you too. With their experience.
Well, we couldn't finish that fine commercial from our sponsor because, well, both teams are back out once again. They do not want to waste time. They are right back ready for this fifth set. No wasting time for these two teams, and I love it. You just get to see how excited they are to get back out and play and how anxious and ready they are to finish this one up because this fifth set might just be the best set of the game. First set belonged to East Central kind of early and midway, but then the Rebels kind of took over and didn't necessarily run away, but they just took control. Then the second and third set was all East Central. And that fourth set was kind of all Moose Lake Willow River. This one does get over on the hit from Hartle. Back across by the Rebels, dug up by Volk to Sakala, and then Volk will hit it back across. At the net, dug up on the slide from Hartle, hit across by Volk. Rebels have it, and they'll look for the kill. They set this one up. Kuhlman can't get to it cleanly, and it's point early on for the Rebels. Now, in each of these 5 sets, the Eagles have only scored first once. So 4 out of the 5 sets, the Rebels have scored first. But that has obviously not played into it at all because, well, Eagles have won 2 sets, and the Rebels have won 2 sets up to this point. That one not going to get over the net. And that will give the Eagles a point. 1-1. Serve here from Volk is over. Dug up by the Rebels. They'll set it up on the far side for Peterson. Into the net. And the Eagles take a 2-1 lead. Now, in the fifth set, I can't describe to you how important each single point is. In normal sets, it's the first to 25 and win by 2. In the fifth, you got to get to 15 and win by 2. So each and every point here matters. And that one dug up, but it gets into the net again, and it's 3-1. Volk with the serve. Lemieux with the dig. And then blocked at the net by Hartle again. Mallory Hartle. Where hasn't she been tonight on the court? She has been everywhere. My goodness. Volk with the serve. Lemieux pushing it over to Peterson. Dug up by Volk. To Nelson. Fernango looking for the kill. Blocked at the net, though, by the Rebels. And it'll make it 4-2. It's going to be Peterson to serve for the Rebels into the net, and that'll make it 5-2. Lowerson will check in for Sakala. Eklund is also in the libero, and back to serve is Chandra Nelson. Nelson's serve is over. Lemieux with the dig. Back to the near side, and on the far side for Andrews. It's dug up by Kuhlman. Eklund, and Nelson does get that one back over. Good hang time. Andrews will look. She'll just tap it across, and 2 Eagles go after it. Lowerson and Nelson. Neither of them get the dig, and it's 5-3. And back to serve, I believe that's Keely Allman. Serve is over, dug up by Kuhlman. Front of the net to Nelson, and Hartle! Oh, ho, ho, ho. That one just goes out, and yeah, that's the right call. It just was long, just past that back line. That was close. I think that one's worthy of a Rush City Auto replay. Diving dig by Kuhlman, but it's going to go out of play. And a point back for the Rebels. We're tied at 5 apiece on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Allman readies the serve. It's over. Dug up by Kuhlman. This time a clean dig. Nelson. And Lauerson. Tap across. Dug up by the Rebels. Back across and dug up by Kuhlman. Fernengo pushes it over. That's in! Yeah, that was a mistake by the Rebels that they did not need to have, and it's 6-5 Eagles. Lydia Fernengo will go back to serve. It is line drive serve, which is dug up in the back line by Peterson. Andrews will look to get it over. Dug up by Hartle on the aggressive dig, and now Kuhlman will look for the kill, but it's dug up by Lemieux. And on the near side, looking for the kill. Dug up by Eklund. Fernengo. Lauerson will get it back over. Lemieux for the Rebels. On the far side, Andrews will line this one up. Dug up nicely, though, by Nelson back across the net. Blocked at the net by Hartle. Again at the net. Hartle will get the dig. Eklund. Hartle will push it back over. Dug up by Melody Mock. Pushed over by Andrews. 2 Eagles go after it, but they do get it dug up. And Hartle will push it over. Rebels have it to Andrews. Dug up nicely by to Nelson, Back into play by Lauerson. 2 Eagles go after it, and because of that, it's a mistake that winds up costing them, and it gets to be a point for the Rebels. That one was for sure going to go back over the net, but 2 Eagles got to it at the same time. A little bit of miscommunication there, and it winds up costing them possibly a point. Well, it cost them a point anyways because the Rebels got one. Hartle has this one. I don't know if that even got back across the net or if it hit the net. What happened there, or if it was blocked, not sure. But in a timeout call here, the Rebels, again, similar to the first set, it just feels like Eagles, the better team, not making the plays they need. Again, they do feel like the better team. It's just mistakes and miscommunication. 7-6, Rebels with the lead on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. They will leave you with a smile you will embrace forever. Find out more at embracemn.com. They took advantage there, did the Eagles, in this set, but all of a sudden, a few mistakes and some miscommunication led to the Rebels getting themselves back into it. And it's been a lot of mistakes by the Eagles, unfortunately. But the beautiful thing about mistakes is you can fix them, correct them, and only get better. 7-6, and the Eagles, man, this feels like a fragile set. And what I mean by that is when one team takes momentum, it seems like, man, the other team can't get it back. But, Eklund, it's going to be an ace there for the Rebels. That's one where Eklund, you got to be a little bit more aggressive on it than that. You got to just get up to it. And it'll be an ace for Julia Watrin as they now take an 8-6 lead. But Eklund now seen it, and she'll get another chance. Except that one, she realizes went long, so she leaves it be anyways. Eklund out in his Volk. Hartle is back to serve, 8-7. Win is in for the Rebels. Hartle serves. Just over the net on the line drive, win with the dig. Hartle with the late dig. Nelson will hit it back across. Yeah, right now the Eagles their communication does not seem to be on point as that one hit back across after the block by the Eagles. Now Kuhlman will push it over. It's dug up by Peterson to Andrews. Andrews looks for the kill off the block. Kuhlman digs it up. Volk will push it over. Dug up by Wynn. They're setting it up here right in the middle. Nelson with the dig to Lauerson, and Kuhlman will get this one back over. Trying to hit it across is Mock, but she hits it into the net, and that will tie us at 8. A big mistake there by Mock, and that proves to be huge for the Eagles as now it's 8 apiece. And now can the Eagles capitalize off that mistake. Lemieux with the dig off the Hartle serve. Hartle with the dig off the Andrew hit. And Lowerson, that is in! Lowerson, my goodness! She has just been finding the right gap all night long, and she does it again there to give the Eagles the lead right back 9-8. And that's worthy of a Rush City Auto replay. Hartle with the serve. Dug up by Wynn. On the far side for Andrews. Light tap across, dug up by Nelson. Lowerson. Kuhlman. That's down for a point, and Kuhlman gets the kill. 10-8. That was a big, big point there for the Eagles. Kuhlman, a big kill just in front of the diving Rebel player, and it's 10-8. Hartle with the serve. It's over. Dug up by Lemieux. Wynn. And Peterson will get it back across. Hartle with the dig to Nelson. Lowerson. Tap across. Dug up, though, by Watron. Watron will look for the hit. It's into the net, and the Eagles now take an 11-8 lead, and we'll get a timeout called here by the Rebels. And we won't go to commercial. Instead, we'll take a look at that Rush City Auto replay. Another beautiful hit by Elsie Lowerson for the other point. That broke the tie, actually. As you can see, Hartle got the dig in the back row, then to Nelson, and then look at Lowerson. Boom! Right on that far sideline, just right in front of the Rebel player. I mean, you can't get much better than that. My goodness, what a play. We'll keep it here in the timeout period. Of course, that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard in the fifth set shows the Eagles leading 11-8. The team at Embrace believes the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program at EmbraceMN.com. Both teams back out onto the court, out of the timeout. Eagles lead 11-8. Mallory Hartle back serving. Hartle's serve is over, dug up by Lemieux. Watron and Andrews gets it over, and it was dug up low by Nelson. I thought Lowerson maybe had a chance at it, but it just went right by her. It's 11-9. Back to serve is Caitlin Andrews for the Rebels. Their serve is over, dug up by Kuhlman to Nelson, who sets it for Hartle. It's back over and dug up in the back line. They'll get it set for Peterson. Dug up by Hartle to Nelson. Sending it up for Kuhlman. That is in, and Kuhlman with a big-time kill there. And that is worthy of a Rush City Auto replay. Madison Kuhlman with the big kill. It's 12-9. Now Lowerson is back to serve. Dug up by Lemieux. And Peterson, will get this one over. Lowerson with the dig to Nelson. Hartle, dug up by Lemieux. And nobody there for the Rebels. Oh my goodness, I don't know what the Rebels were doing there. It was dug up cleanly, and then it seemed like all five of them didn't know which one to go after it. Oh, a big mistake by the Rebels. It's 13-9 Eagles. Lowerson's serve is over. Dug up by Wynn. Setting it up, and it's over the net. Wow, that thing had eyes on it. Does that hit the net and then rolled over on the hit from Mock, and Lemieux will go back to serve 13-10. Sakala in for Lowerson. Lemieux's serve is over, dug up by Hartle. To Sakala, and hit back over by Nelson. Ooh, late hit, but they managed to get it over. Andrews will hit this one over. A light tap over. Nobody able to get to it in time. Diving after it was Hartle, and it's 13-11. Now, Eagles can't get discouraged here. They got to stay up because they are leading by 2. So they need to stay up on themselves because we've seen what the Rebels can do if they're able to get back into it. Lemieux's serve is over. Dug up by Hartle. Fernengo sets it. Nelson pushes it over. Dug up by Wynn for the Rebels. Setting it up, and the dig there by Fernengo off the net, and Sakala can't get it over. Man, oh man, that was tough. Sakala just could not get that one over. It's 13-12. This serve is over, dug up by Sakala. Kuhlman, and then pushed over by Nelson. Dug up by the Rebels, and Andrews will get it back across. Dug up by Hartle. To Sakala, off the block, and Kuhlman gets the kill through the block. Match point Eagles, 14-12. Here we go, match point. Can Kuhlman and company finish it off? Serve is over. Dug up by the Rebels, looking for the kill. It's long, and that will be it. No, one referee overrules the other. Oh, my. Gonna say a tip by the Eagles. Oh, I don't know. Well, it's still set point for or match point rather for the Eagles. As I think it's Melody Mock back. Yes, it's Melody Mock back to serve. Her serve is over for Nengo. To Nelson, who gets it over. Dug up by Mock. Lemieux. Andrews will get it over. Dug up by Hartle. Sakala. And Fernengo will push it across. Dug up by Mock. Andrews will hit this one over. Dug up by Hartle. Sakala. Fernengo. That one's over and dug up. Back across the net. Fernengo. Nelson. Fernengo. Off the block. Fernengo gets the dig. And Sakala. Nope. Oh, my goodness. We're tied at 14. I said this might be the best set yet, and proving to be. But now the Rebels have tied it at 14 apiece. But again, it does not feel like the Eagles definitely feel like they should have it. Fernengo will push it over to Lemieux with the dig. And they'll get it set. Dig there. Nice job by Kuhlman. Fernengo and Nelson. Oh, no. A big mistake by Nelson. Match point Rebels. Timeout Eagles. And we'll keep it here. Like I mentioned, this set seems to be really fragile, meaning that the momentum, when it gets to one side, it's really on one side, but then when it gets to the other, it's really with the other. Has been the case thus far, and now the Rebels have it. Match point 15-14. Eagles could not take advantage of the set point, and then a call to where it went out of bounds, but the head ref said, nope, it was tipped, while the referee on the far side said no, but the head ref obviously overrules, and it's match point for the Eagles. Now, for the Eagles, communication here, probably the biggest thing. That has been one of the things I've noticed all night. That's been a little bit tough for them at times. It's dug up by Kuhlman, and Nelson will get it back over. Dug up by the Rebels. They'll look for the kill, but it's blocked at the net by Volk. It's a good block, and Andrews will tip it over. Nelson with the dig. Sakala. And hit back over by Volk. To Lemieux, and Andrews will try and get this one over. Dug up by Hartle to Sakala. They'll set it up for Volk, and Volk couldn't get it, and Andrews will hit it into the net. And we're tied at 15. Holy moly. Volk is back to serve. One of the senior leaders and captains, Mallory Hartle, having a word with the head ref there on the ladder. Not sure of the discussion. I can't hear that far. But here's the serve from Volk. It's over. Dug up by Lemieux. And Andrews will look to get it across. It's dug up by Volk to Sakala, setting it up. Hartle. She's been key all night. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What just happened? Did that get her in the face? I think it hit Lemieux in the face, and it pushed it back across the net. And it wound up getting down. I think the Eagles might have been... I don't know. I was so caught off guard that it went back across the net. I think the Eagles were too. I think they thought it was down, and they didn't get to it. It's match point again for the Rebels. Luckily, Sakala gets that one back across. They'll set it up for Andrews, and that's into the net. That's it. Oh my goodness. And the Eagles will fall here in set 5, 17-15. Going to definitely be one they've they really felt like they should have won, and they should have. That is going to be a tough one to swallow. Well, that'll do it here. The Eagles fall 3-2 in a fantastic fifth set, but the Eagles fall to the Rebels 3-2. And that will not be it for the week. They will have 2 more coming up this week on the road. We'll talk more about that when we come back. After a word from our fine sponsors, you're listening to High School Volleyball here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350.
Hey there, Matt Winsan, CEO of Burnett Dairy Cooperatives. Everybody knows that there are great places to play in Northwest Wisconsin, but did you know there are great places to work too? At Burnett Dairy Cooperative, we employ our local communities within 5 counties from our Grantsburg location. We offer competitive wages, 401k, profit sharing, and great benefits, and you will have the opportunity to grow within our herd. Lots of opportunities to grow. Come be a part of our herd. Visit BurnettDairy.com. Click on the Careers tab.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W Root Beer Freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
That was a fun one. That is for sure. The Eagles, though, do fall to the Rebels 3-2. The first set belonged to the Rebels 25-20. And then it was the Eagles in the next 2 sets, dominant at that, 25-8 and 25-13. Then the fourth set, it was back and forth again, and the Rebels would take it 25-20. Then this fifth set, you saw it. It was a ton of fun. Back and forth. The Eagles had the momentum, taking it and leading much throughout. But the Rebels got a couple of mistakes. Got the Eagles, I should say, to make a couple of mistakes. And then the Rebels kind of took momentum in their favor and started to pull away with it. Back and forth they went. But the Rebels wound up getting the victory 17-15 in that fifth set to win it 3-2. A very good game here by the Eagles. They should not hang their heads about it. It's going to sting for now, but they should look forward and say to themselves, we played well and we can only get better from here, and let's move forward. For them, that's not it for this week. No, they will play again tomorrow night, just down I-35 to Hinckley, where they will play against Hinckley Finlayson against their conference opponent. Then they'll play another conference opponent on Thursday on the road in Ogilvie against the Lions. Those should be 2 really great matchups here for East Central the rest of the week. For us, we've got more coming up here tomorrow in volleyball. We've got Bram and Uppsala, Hinckley East Central, Chisago Lakes Princeton, and Pine City. That will be on Thursday, Pine City Aiken. Then more football, East Central and Barnum here on Thursday. I'll be on that one. Then more of Pine City, North Branch, Duluth, Denfeld, and Rush City at Aiken. That's going to do it for us. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I want to remind you all to stay tuned to our morning shows on both of them. You can catch your sports update at 7:30, 8:30, then at 7:45 and 8:45. Of course, you can stay tuned to all of our social medias and our websites for all things local sports, updates, interviews, breaking sports news, LOI signing, coaches being hired, coaches leaving and retiring, all that and more on our website. So stay tuned to all of that. The final here in this one, once again, in an exciting one, the Eagles do fall to the Rebels 3-2. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Killen. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors. Have a great rest of your night. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors. Have a great rest.